ओम सनातन धर्म और आर्य समाज अपेंडिक्स पार्ट 2 द स्क्रिप्चर्स ऑफ द आर्य समाज द मोस्ट sacred scriptures of the Arya Samaj are the four Vedas, namely Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda. Swami Dayananda, the founder of the Arya Samaj, has written several books to elucidate the tenets of the Vedic religion, of which the most noteworthy are the following. Number 1. His commentary on the Rig Veda up to the 62 hymn of the Mandala 7, the remaining being left unfinished. Number 2. His commentary on the Yajurveda. Number 3. The introduction to the commentary to the Rig Veda, etc., which is a fairly big book discussing the principles of interpreting the Vedas. Number 4. The Satyartha Prakasha, that is Light of Truth, his magnum opus discussing almost all points of religion. Number 5. Sanskar Vidhi, a book of rituals. Number 6. Go Karuna Nidhi, denouncing slaughter of cows and other animals and emphasizing the importance of non-violence. The work of the Arya Samaj. The Arya Samaj does not believe in isolated abstract spirituality. Its duty to God includes its duty to mankind, nay, to all living beings. Ever since its inception, it began to take a living interest in the affairs of the society. Before the advent of the Arya Samaj, the prevailing idea among the Hindus was that the crucial test of a man's piety is his indifference to the problems of the world. But the Arya Samajist believes that the best way of loving his creator is to begin with the love for his creation. This strong conviction you will find pervading through all the activities of the Arya Samaj. We give here a very brief account. Number 1. Social service. The social service of the Arya Samaj began with the abolition of evil customs. Customs are national habits and they are the strongest fetters to break. A family will gladly court poverty or undergo serious troubles, but it would not dare to abolish a long-standing custom. If anybody does so, he must be ready to face communal censure. A. The first evil customs which attracted the attention of early Arya Samajists were in connection with marriage, the principal ones being fireworks and dance by prostitutes and early marriage. Now those evils are all gone. B. Dowry is another evil. The bridegroom demands a fixed sum from the bride's father at the time of marriage. In certain communities, this evil is very horrible. To have a daughter in the family is to constantly burn in the fire of hell. The Arya Samaj has been trying its best to uproot this evil and much has been done, though not enough. C. The next item is social reconstruction. The Hindu society is split up into totally unconnected castes, a congress of dependent independent and independable units whose one work was to emphasize their importance and to look down upon others. The fourfold organic division of the society into Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, corresponding to the fourfold division of the human body into the head, the arms, the thighs, and the feet, which was once the strongest point of the Vedic sociology and which made the Aryan society so strong in the past, was totally forgotten, and its place was taken by the abominable caste system, which was no system at all. A system means that in which the parts and the whole are so organized that they are interconnected and the growth of one is conducive to the growth of others. If such a thing does not exist, then we cannot call it a system. A collection of a goat's limbs on a butcher's shop is no system, though all the parts of the body are there. It was a system when the goat was alive and when the healthy growth of the mouth or the stomach meant the healthy growth of other limbs and the whole body. The old Aryan society had a Varna system when the Brahmana, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, and the Shudra were the interlinked and interdependent parts of the Aryan society, and when each regarded the well being of the whole as the well being of itself. Swami Dayananda found that the prevailing caste system of the Hindus was a degenerated and mutilated successor of once the pure Varna system. Swami Dayananda said, "This should go. If one is not a Brahmana by fitness, one should be made to lose one's prestige and respect and seek one's level." Swami Dayananda quoted for his support from the Vedas and other scriptures. He did not say that Varnas are useless. Every society required some classification and the Varna classification is the best. But this should not be based upon birth. The son of a Brahman can be a Kshatriya or Vaishya or even Shudra, and a Shudra's son may be a Brahman. The Arya Samaj was the first to strike at the root of untouchability, and it is trying hard to uproot the evil. The foreign travels. Orthodox Hinduism looked upon the crossing of sea as a sin. Whoever left Indian shores was supposed to be a renegade and outcast. How these restrictions originated, it is difficult to trace. For in ancient times we find Aryans very enterprising and travel loving. Swami Dayananda saw the folly of the superstition. Now Arya Samajist missionaries go to Arabia, Baghdad, Africa, America, and Europe to preach their religion without any hitch. E. Emancipation of women. The Hindu society in which Swami Dayananda began to work was very unjust towards its womanhood. I should not say that it was the most unjust. That would be wrong. Western cities of our civilization have often been too cruel in estimating our merits and demerits, and often political motives have been their guide. Still, the position of the woman in the Hindu society is not what it was in the Vedic times. The Vedas allowed the woman a full partnership. She was the equal half of her husband, that is, Ardhangini. In theory, even the Hindu society admitted it. But in practice, there were many disabilities. For instance, women were not taught. They were not taught the Vedas. They were supposed too low for sacred studies. A man could marry several wives at the same time. A widower could marry any number of times, but even a child widow had to keep enforced widowhood. Swami Dayanand discussed this question fully in his works. He has quoted the Vedas and other scriptures to prove that woman has much right to read the Vedas as man. She wears a sacred thread, reads the sacred books, and has a free choice in marriage. A widow's right of remarriage is the same as a widower's. Polygamy is as bad as polyandry. Parda is cruelty. The Arya Samaj had to fight much when it began the work of female education. The first indigenous girls' schools were those of the Arya Samaj, and even now their number is not insignificant. There is hardly any Arya Samaj to which a girls' school is not attached. The Arya Samajists were the pioneers of female education, and even now they are maintaining the same position. What women suffragettes could not achieve in the West with all their agitation and storm, the Arya Samaj allowed them without any hitch. Any lady can be a member of the Arya Samaj and vote. She can represent on higher bodies. Our Pratinidhi Sabhas have got important lady members on the working committee. Here too, the honor of beginning the work goes to the Arya Samaj. Educational work. The following figures tell their own tale regarding the wonderful work done by the Arya Samaj in the educational field. Gurukuls for boys 30, Gurukuls for girls 10, colleges DAV College 15, primary schools for boys 192, middle schools 151, high schools 200, girls primary schools 700, girls high schools 10, night schools 142, depressed class schools 322. The work done by the Arya Samaj in the educational field has been appreciated by all eminent public men in India and abroad. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru says, the Arya Samaj has done very good work in the spread of education both among boys and girls, in improving the condition of women and raising the status and standards of the depressed classes. The Discovery of India, page 399.